When I look to nature, I see abundance, an abundance that I know extends to me since I too am nature. I visualize my abundance as water, ever cycling, immeasurable. I visualize my abundance as a bounty of flowers, plentiful. The more I pick them, the more they grow. When I look to nature, I see magic, a practical magic of tiny seeds housing whole plants. The humble type of magic where grass grows through concrete seemingly flimsy, bendable, pushing against all odds. A magic of transformation where leaves shapeshift into baskets, where plants reveals that it holds color. To my great pleasure, I get to partake in this type of transformative magic when I use natural materials to change the color of something. Working with natural materials as a form of dye reaffirms my awe of nature. It reminds me of her generosity and her power of transformation. Since we're talking about transformation, I am currently witnessing our aina transforming before my eyes. It's exhilarating. It's also very labor intensive. But it's interesting to know that it all started with a vision and the fire to actualize that vision. From experiences like this, I see how creating on any level requires a degree of commitment and dedication. It's imperative, essential, and that having the vision is just half of the work. So, yeah, we continue to steward this land, swimming in the abundance guaranteed to us. Aside from the aspect of beauty, something that I find also really incredible about dyeing with plants is the cultural aspect. It brings us all together, it binds us together because when you look at history, especially the cultural aspect of it, which I guess will be all aspects of it because culture is part of, is literally in everything. Every culture globally has a history of or a practice of beautifying fabric using plants, using natural materials because they don't only use plants, they also use insects and sea creatures. They use mud for dyeing, but no matter what culture you identify with or who you see yourself as, your people would have been doing natural dyeing. There's a lot we can learn about history by looking at their botanical practices as well. Like, for instance, there are certain things that can only be found in certain places in the world, and then you find that at some point in history, this particular place, like Europe, is using this plant dye that can only be sourced in China or something like that, and you realize, okay, there was so much communication happening and so much trade, and I love the beauty of it, the beautification aspect, but I also love the fact that it holds so much information. Like, I love the educational aspect of it. I'm the type of person that if I am interested in something, I tend to go really deep into it. So I want to know everything that I could possibly know about it. So I'm going to read and I'm going to research, and this interest is fueling that passion for accruing information. Like, I just love knowing things. Okay, so it's the next day. I took my bundle apart, and big to big, I don't really like it that much. It is not giving me what I wanted. I uh, I'm a little sad about it, a little disappointed, but mahalo, yes, thank you. Oh, I love it. Anyway, yeah, even though it didn't turn out exactly as I imagined it, I am still grateful because I learned something in that process. My pre-treatment is what gave me the results that I didn't really want. So I cleaned my fabric, and then I used soy milk as my binder. But usually you can, like the fabric that I showed you before, I did the same thing, but the difference was I did a very small percentage of iron before I dipped it in my soy milk. And this time I dipped in soy milk, then I did an iron bath, and I think that that kind of gave me more muddy results than I was looking for. I wasn't expecting it to be that muddy. I didn't want it to be that, but all right. So when I dipped it in the iron after I did my soy treatment, the fabric took on a particular tint. It took on a particular color. It wasn't just like the plain brown cotton anymore. I felt that that may pose a problem, but I still wanted to go ahead with it and see where it would lead me, where it would take me. Once you use iron with something like Cosmos, you're sure to get like brown. Now, I also did, as you would have seen in the video, a, I tried to do an accordion fold and tie to see if I can get stripes. I was trying to get a kind of plaid looking kind of something, but it didn't work out the way that I imagined that it would work out. But all that is in it, all that is part of it. So I will try again. I'm still going to do something with that fabric that didn't work out the way that I imagined. I'm still going to do something with it, and I'm still going to show you what I did with it. I want you to see my success and my failure, because I was like, gosh, after I film all of this and this thing didn't turn out good, maybe I need to just scrap this and just call that George and do something else. But then I was like, no, Rae, that's not the way, right? And yeah, so this is it. Let me show you. Okay, come, let's go.